future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Audience never lets me down. Thank you both of you for being here. Welcome to the Pandora Boxx show. Hurrah.
Hurrah.
I'm Pandora Boxx.
Hello.
Out of drag if you're watching live on Facebook or watching live on ubnradio.com.
Scruff didn't give it away, girl.
No, right? And my beautiful co-hostess, Samantha Hale. Hi.
You called me the B word and it wasn't bitch.
Did.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so nice. I'm a giver.
Are you ill too?
No.
What? You have to be nice to me. I'm dying.
I know. I'm sorry that you're dying.
That's okay. It's my own fault.
Oh.
Should we just start the sitting and bitching like immediately?
Sitting and bitching.
I guess so.
Or should we talk about weekly things
No, we
first?
already started bitching, so we can bitch first, and then I'll say happy things after. That's probably better.
That's probably good. Leave like on a happier
Yeah.
note. So remember last week with Jasmine, and we were talking about I may or may not have been involved with my ex-boyfriend.
The punani.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, look, when you hang out with enough queens, sometimes your vagina just needs to be appreciated every now and then, and you
It
get
doesn't run away.
you know. But let me tell you, that man never really gave me jewelry or flowers, but he gave me a really good UTI. Let's just talk about that for a second.
Ew.
I know, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know you
sorry.
really like Amy Schumer and want to be her, but come on.
But I'm
That's
trying
going too
too
far.
hard. It's going too far.
Too far.
Well, I'm trying to absorb her through my labia, you know? Her
Ew.
talent. Well, her money, mostly.
Well, yeah.
But let me tell you, ladies, if there are any straight ladies, do not try to do that cranberry juice water bullshit. It does not work. It will give you the worst kidney infection of your life.
What? You're not supposed to put the cranberry in your vagina.
Oh. But it was 100% organic.
You're
Trader
supposed to
Joe's.
drink it.
Oh, ooh! It tastes like cranberry chalk. But
real
it's
cranberry juice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
really-
ugh.
it's very
It's
tart.
bad. But I thought, okay, it's getting better. I'm just gonna drink a lot of water. And then I was like, is it cold in here? My roommate's like, Sam, it's 80 degrees. I'm like sitting there like Titanic, like Rose on the boat, like freezing. I had the worst fever in my life, and then it got worse and worse. I couldn't open my eyes for like 3 days, so I just sat and listened to movies for 3 days. Like, couldn't leave the house. Basically, my ex-boyfriend's dirty penis turned me into Helen Keller. It's awful. It's so bad.
So as everyone stops listening,
I'm sorry. No, it's actually,
sorry everybody.
No.
Sorry.
It's not. It actually is not his fault. It's very common among women. It happens all the time. It's just the way we're physically built. It happens. It's very common. Some women get it worse than others. I just hadn't experienced one before, so I thought it wasn't a big deal. Oh my God, it's a death sentence. It's a death sentence. But I'm really caught up on all my Bates Motels. I'm caught up on all my Fear the Walking Dead. I'm
visually.
caught up on.
Because I rubbed a dirty dick in my eye.
Oh my God, I hate
You really
it.
are out of practice. They don't go in your eye. Mouth, not
you
eye.
told me to make him happy, and I just thought I really wanted.
Guy wants
really
a dick in
wanted
his
to see
eye.
him.
You're
Shut
sticking your
up.
eye.
I hate you. I hate you so
That's
bad.
why, that's why you're not getting any, Samantha. That's why you're not getting any. Go in here.
I'm too weak to fight back. It's not fair.
I'm
It's
just trying to
not
make it. Oh wait,
fair.
if I make you laugh, are you gonna pee? Or is your vagina totally useless now? You just make a hole in it.
No, she's good. I just feel like I'm getting stabbed in the side right now.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good. So it's like a side stabber. Not only did he, well, you know. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jason, if you're listening. He's not.
He's
It's
not.
fine.
Who cares?
Yeah, fuck him. Who cares?
Well, I do have one thing to bitch about, but
Yes.
it starts with a good thing. Well, because we weren't live last week. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Because it was the finale for Drag Race and it was going. And but there was DragCon weekend and it was really great and a lot of people came out. I don't really know what the numbers were, but it's amazing
It
to
was
see.
huge.
Yeah, it was amazing to see so many people love drag and to see that drag has come so far that we can have a convention and have all this positivity, and it was great to be around. Unfortunately, someone decided that what they think they should have done is steal all of my money from my booth that I made the entire weekend, including a bank that I had put in to start.
So
out
they
with.
went like behind your table and under your stuff and
See,
took it.
I don't think they could have gone behind it because there were people working the booth when I wasn't there. Like, it was a shared booth with Kasha Davis, Darian Lake, and Aggie Doon, who's from Rochester. And so, yeah, it would have been really hard for them to go
They must have been
behind
scoping it out then.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's tables and there's fabric in front of the table, but you could reach under the table. So it's like either they were watching and knew where it was put in this like blue striped plastic envelope and watched where it was being put, or maybe the envelope had slipped out underneath a little bit and instead of just like saying here, or they just swiped it. And the other thing was too that I left the booth for maybe an hour to go eat and
How dare you eat?
and pee. And so so my merch wasn't really being sold as much when I wasn't there.
Right.
And right when I came back, the people that were working the booth were looking for it, and they thought maybe I had taken it. And
Oh my God. Not in the spirit of drag, or
No, and
not
that's-
in the spirit, whoever you are. I know they're
that's
not listening.
actually, yeah, like I
piece of shit.
wasn't mad. I really went in the back and like cried a little because I was like, I can't believe, one, it's exhausting day. It's amazing, but it's exhausting for
It's a
drag
long
queens to be
day.
there, standing there all
Yeah.
day and meeting and talking to people, but very exciting. But I was just sad that anyone would do that to any drag queen in
Right.
the whole thing. I mean, I wasn't glad, but I'm like, well, at least it's me and not some queen that paid a flight to get there, paid for a hotel,
Right.
paid for a booth, or did something like that.
Right.
But through this shitastic event, Angina started this GoFundMe for me and actually raised money. And so I definitely have made back what I would have lost, which was great because it was this outpouring of love and support and exactly what DragCon was all about. So thank you to everybody that gave money. And yeah, so
That's amazing.
It's something really good came out of it because
Right.
it kind of made me feel even better to know how much people cared.
We have your back.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And just so you know, all that money will be going to my coke habit. No, it's all good. I mean, it's all gonna go back into drag anyways. That's where most of my money goes. So you're helping me support my fart of drag. Oh, art, I mean.
Right.
Ha!
Ah,
Lame.
see what
Dumb
you did
joke.
there.
Wah,
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 wah. Totally. But this weekend, so let's do some positive things. Positive things.
Yay.
I was in the Devil Wears Prada unauthorized at the Rockwell Table and Stage, and I played a guy. I played Nigel, and it's this hilarious musical parody. And if you're in LA, it's still playing like Saturdays and Sundays through June or July. The cast is amazing. They're brilliant. They're really funny. So I was excited and very nervous to do this show.
But how cool you got to go to work, not have to paint.
I know. I was like, I'm here to get ready, and I'm like, wait
a minute.
this took 5 minutes.
What do I do now?
Yeah, but it was great, and it was great for the cast to welcome me in.
How fun. And I saw your picture with Rumor Willis.
Yeah, and
cool.
she was in the show on Saturday with me.
How fun.
She played Andy. And Tracy Toms, who was in the original movie, who stopped by and saw part of the show. She had seen the show before, but she's friends with Rumor, so she came later. And
How fun.
and there's a Tracy Toms joke in the show, so it's kind of funny.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I so wish I could. I was there in spirit.
I know.
was so bummed I
You
couldn't
were
go.
you had vag difficulties, so it's fine.
She ruins everything. Just proving all of
Oh,
our points. that
yeah,
it has ruined
yeah.
everything.
Oh, and another exciting thing, because this just came out as well, Workouts of Drag is finally out, and you can get it. And it's the project that we did a Kickstarter for, and we've been working on for like a year to make this happen. And so now you can go to workoutsofdrag.com and get the DVD or a digital download. There was a booth at DragCon. And it's very fabulous.
I
And you
know,
can
and it
work
came
out.
out
I know
so
when you were there. That's
nicely.
right. I was just thinking.
I
I'm
sure
like,
was.
yeah, you were an extra in the audience.
And I kept running into that one guy, the really beautiful guy who you kept making him do the extra butt lifts just so we could all look at his butt. Octavius.
Yeah, Octavius.
I saw him. He was all over the at the Drag Race finale. I kept seeing him on camera.
Yes, his partner was a guest judge, I think,
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of the choreography, and brilliant.
So even if you just want eye candy, you should probably watch
Yeah,
it.
no,
you
and
guys.
it's a really good workout too. And then there's also beauty tips on there as a bonus feature that Elbeline, my favorite brand of makeup remover, because it's actually the only thing that I've ever used my entire life to take off my drag makeup, and it
That's
takes everything
devotion.
off. And it makes my skin feel so soft and keeps me youthfulish.
Ish.
Well, I say youthful-ish because I'm over 22.
Oh, yeah. Slightly.
But yeah, you gotta go online and get it and check it out. Workouts@drag.com. There's videos and it's really fun. It's exciting to work really hard on something and finally be like, oh,
And
it's
actually
happened.
see it,
Oh my god, it's real.
the end product.
Yeah, because at
Yeah.
a point you're kind of like,
Is this ever going to happen?
this
It
ever gonna
actually
happen?
happened really fast, I feel.
once we got going, like once we got the production, there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that took a long time to get
Yeah.
kind of where we
Well,
needed to be.
yeah.
But once we did the shoot, then that process it kind of picked up.
Right. And you
So-
had a lot of girls come down and sit in the audience and watch it, and little cameos
I
here
did.
and there.
There's little cameos. I was like, hey, come here. And, hey, Glenn Allen, come dress like Bette Midler. Hey, Morgan McMichaels, can you come dress as Joan Collins?
Oh, completely.
Because it's the whole setup is that you are like watching a drag show, but it's a workout and you're part of the performance. And so there's an audience there that watches and encourages you.
Right. God, I wish I had someone encouraging me working out.
And well, you need the DVD.
I do.
I can't give you a copy though because we need to make money. But one of our guests today actually was a big contributor to our Kickstarter campaign, so I'm very excited for that. And it's Kirsten Vangsness, who is on Criminal Minds and plays Garcia.
I can't tell you how many friends I've had call me today to be like, "What? You were on? I hate you right now." They are so jealous that I'm getting to hang out with Kristen.
Oh my God, she's adorable. She's hysterical, very talented, and people love Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
So great character. And then we have a very funny guy, Movses Shakarian.
We do.
We do.
Yes.
He's very funny.
Yeah,
He
he runs a show at Precinct.
Yeah, That's So Wrong at Precinct in downtown LA.
And you guys, it's so right. It's the best show ever because you can just go and just all material happen. Like it's so much fun. You guys have to go down.
I mean, the name says it all. You can just do whatever you want, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get our guest, and we're gonna play my song that I'm still trying to sell on iTunes called "Different." And please buy it and watch it. I'll make like half a penny if you watch it on YouTube. Here it is. I dress like a chick, and I don't give a shit. She looks real butch, and she likes it so shush. Different, different, I'm different. You're different. We're different. Different, that's what people say. But different in what kind of way? So different, but yeah, come what may. I'm different, that's the way I'll stay. We're so different, that's what people say. But different in what kind of way? We're so different, but yeah, come what may. I'm different, that's the way I'll stay. That boy is a geek, and he likes being offbeat. Her size is large, and bitch, she's in charge. Different, 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 different. I'm different. I'm different.
In what kind of way? So different, but yeah, come what may. I'm different, that's the way I'll stay. So different, that's what people say.
Oh, yay. Well, oh my God, I'm so different. Oh, that's my song. Buy it on iTunes. Hey, we've got Kirsten Vangsness and Movses Shakarian here. Yay, hi. And I think I actually pronounced both of your names right. Did I do it?
I think you did.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, good. Close enough?
Close
Great.
enough.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and Moses, you have an interactive internet TV show called Off the Cuff.
I do.
What
yes.
what is an interactive internet TV show? Please tell me.
Yeah, so it's on smiletime.com, and it is basically kind of like a cross between Whose Line Is It Anyway and At Midnight. So people from home get to give suggestions for improv topics. They get to vote on polls. They can video chat in, and our comics improvise a stand-up set with that information.
As if stand-up weren't
Oh my
hard
God.
enough yet.
I know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It sounds really fun to watch, but I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to. Yeah,
It's really
it's really
fun.
cool.
It is, yeah. It's very fun.
I'm totally doing it.
You're totally doing it.
Totally.
And you're going to
Yeah.
be really good at it, I promise.
I almost said
Yes.
I want to do it, but then I was like, wait,
Do
no,
it. Oh my
I don't
God,
want.
do
I don't want.
it.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
have
Oh,
verbal
you're in now.
confirmation.
No,
yet.
you're in now.
No,
You
yeah.
heard
People
it.
find terror hilarious when there's not really something to be afraid of besides your own, shame.
Right.
Yeah.
It's super funny.
That's the
It is
worst.
funny.
Oh, shame. And Kirsten, Criminal Minds got picked up for season 12.
Season 29.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
crazy
No,
incredible.
yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. And then the spinoff just got picked up too. So then there'd be, as if there's not enough, it's going on every station.
Well-
I always make jokes like it's on the Animal Planet, but I think it might actually,
Might actually be.
on the Animal Planet now. Yeah.
It will live on forever.
Yeah.
Like well, CSI has departed.
Yeah.
But Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds, the minds of people who do creepy things. Everybody likes a creepy thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
And I'm very happy about it. That makes it sort of like, Kirsten, I just kind of be like jokey, like, I know, I get a little sheepish. Like, it feels weird. I've never had a job that long, so I don't want anyone to fire me. So I'm like, yeah, I know, it's weird. Don't talk about it. If you don't acknowledge it, maybe it'll just keep happening.
Well, I know that you talk about it probably. This is probably something you talk about all the time. But Garcia wasn't even supposed to be a main character or in the show more than once, right?
Yeah. It was, the show is the pilot, they shoot pilots and then they like kind of try them out on people and go like, well, do you like this? And they had shot it, and then they were going through the scenes and realized, oh my gosh, this particular episode is too guy heavy. And they had already shot this guy. I've never met the guy, but they shot a guy. His name was Garcia. They talked to him on the phone, and they realized we just need to take that out, make that a woman. And I went in. I had an audition. I had like 3 day jobs at the time. My friend called me. She said, "You're never going to get this. Do you want to come in and audition?" And she was an actress who was working just like as an associate casting director. She hadn't been working in a long time. And I was like, yes, because nothing spells freedom. Like, I can fail. I'm gonna fail. It's a win. I'm just gonna fail. I know him. And then I got it. And then they kept bringing me in it's because one of the characters on the show. I don't want to give any spoilers, but no, I'm not gonna give you spoilers. There's a character on the show. He may or may not still be on the show right now. But we just did an episode this season that he's no longer on the show. I'm being cryptic. I don't mean to be. People, if you don't watch it, then you don't watch it. Then a guy on the show is no longer on. His name's Shamar Moore. And I wrote the episode that he left. I wrote that episode this year.
wow.
Yeah. And but he kind of brought me into the world because he was hitting on me yeah, and he's better looking in person if anybody ever wants to know that. We were sitting at the table read, and he came over and he was like, "Hey, I'm in the scene with you," because I didn't know when they shot it. They were like, "You're talking to this hot guy on the phone," and I was like, "Okay." Do you know his? No, I have no idea. I was just terrified and just read it in terror. And then I came in the second episode. They wrote me in again. I was like, oh, this is cool. So he came up. He said, hey, I'm the guy. And hi, nice to meet you. And then at the end of the thing, they were like, all the actors have to stay for this sexual harassment meeting. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to stay. So I stayed, not knowing. I think I should have just left, but I stayed because I didn't know. So he came over and sat next to me. And the lights go out. And they're showing us that horrible videos that they make people watch about sexual harassment. And he starts joking with me and I'm so scared that I'm going to get in trouble, but at the same time I want him to like me, so I'm kind of both being like yeah, and I'm teasing him. We're playing this weird game with each other where like I'm kind of making jokes and be like, ha ha, chocolate pound cake, and then watching the thing. And then I get up the next day and they're like, there's more lines for your scene with him. And it was words that I was saying to him in that room. And and then the next day we went in and he was like hitting on me. And I was I had a huge crush on this woman. And I remember being like, nothing lets you know you're queer other than Shamar Moore asking you on a date and you being like, no, I like this girl better. Nothing gives you more of like a nope. And I remember, and then he always gets mad because he's like, now you're with a guy. I'm like, hey, you can't, it's sexual fluidity. You can't judge it. It doesn't. Don't try to make sense of me. I'm different as a song
You're different.
that I like
Is there
to
any
sing.
way I can get in as an actor on the sexual harassment videos? Because that's kind of a goal.
I think you'd be really good at that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Nobody pays attention.
I think you
anyway.
should just talk about, hey, how were the Colts yesterday, and just gently cup someone's balls.
We were rehearsing earlier.
Yes, I was asking about the Colts.
That seems like a natural conversation.
I just can't
probably.
stop thinking about chocolate pound cake right now. I'm gone. I'm lost for the rest of the episode. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And the character Garcia, and you have like this huge like fan base, like this like there's a lot of Garcias for Halloween.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Girls
I love
like
it.
Yeah, I love her. And I love her, she's part of that whole like Miss Moneypenny, Abby from NCIS. Every show has that character, and I play that character. And and she's the one that's like, she wears glasses and she's not a size 2 and she's smart, but she also like, she was the first character, and then like she's had sex so many times. Like they've seen her post sex on Criminal Minds like I think 3 times now, maybe 4. And no one else on the show was getting it on except for Garcia at first. Now everyone does, but at first I was the only one. But no, I love her, and I love that people attach themselves to her. All different kinds of people like take ownership of her, and it's great because I made her up as I went along because they weren't going to keep me around. So I just kept bringing in my own props and rewriting my lines, and thought, well, if they fire me, I'm going to have to come back and get my stuff. Excuse me. my stuff.
You can.
Oh,
That's good.
I'm going to have to come back and get my damn shit.
There you go.
I figured then I might as well, but I love her.
Yeah. Do you get to keep the costumes?
No, I don't want to. You learn, like, I've always dressed a little oddly, but then they first just put her in like suits, and then they started to see how I dressed. And when I was just a reoccurring, because at first I was just a co-star, and then I was a guest star, and then I was a reoccurring, they would steal some of my clothes. And so I was wearing my clothes for her. And then I had to borrow back a skirt for a play audition, and that's how they made me a series regular. They were like, where are you going? And they didn't know it was just a theater that was 50 seats. They thought I was going to go, but I didn't tell them. I was like, it's just an audition with someone whose name rhymes with, try to think of a fancy person's name right now.
Peelberg?
Yes, Peelberg. Mealman Peelberg. Thank you.
Yes.
And that's, by the way, if you're wondering how his interactive comedy thing goes, that's kind of
That's it. Yeah,
That's-
suggestions
yes,
from
there
the
it is.
audience.
yeah. But yeah, so I now I have to be very careful about, like, I'll see something and go, that's so cute. And I'll put it on and be like, oh, I did it again. I Garcia'd myself. Go home and change. It's a weird thing when a character has adopted your style.
Or did Garcia get Kirstened?
She totally got
About
Kirsten,
that.
but Kirsten had to change the way Kirsten dressed because Kirsten loved the way that Kirsten dressed, but she only likes dressing like Kirsten. So if someone else is dressing like Kirsten has to change what Kirsten dresses.
I
She's
feel
I
like
see what
that's
you
like
did there.
the inception of acting, right?
I know. And it's funny, it's like
Fashion
everyone
of
just
fashion.
like, Kirsten's still it's just a black dress with a brooch on it. It's not a big deal. But, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like every actor's dream, to take a co-star into what you've made
It
it
is.
into. That's
It is.
rad.
It
Like, that
is.
so
And
cool.
people always said this stuff about, like, there's a lot of judgment about. I'm a Los Angeles theater actor. I've been for a long time. I've only done theater primarily here in Los Angeles, and mostly in places that have one bathroom and under 99 seats. And sometimes I've done fancier,
and
bigger
the bathroom's
things.
like on the stage.
Absolutely. I'm a member of Theater of Note, where the bathroom is on the stage.
It's one of
Yeah.
the seats.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
it
one of
literally
the
is.
seats.
You cannot use it during. Don't try to.
Yeah,
yeah.
I worked at a club that the restroom was next to the stage, so the women's room. So while you're performing, you'd see a line,
Yeah.
and if
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't that busy, I'd be like, "Hey, did everything come out all right? That's great."
I can't tell you how many times I've peed during a show, and you have to like, it's Kegel training. You're just like, oh wait,
completely.
okay, this is the laugh, so let the stream and wait, and wait. Yeah, it's totally like that. But I think it's important because people always think like, stage, it's it's not good training for what? No, it's absolutely great training for this, and because you learn how to do things in one take and all of that. And I think it's important. It's a good story to keep bringing up because people forget. Like, you can actually do that. You can go from like, my parents are public school teachers, I have zero connections, and now I'm the one that people look at and go, oh, you've had it easy. I would have 12 seasons. Like, no, but you can make that. Like, I want everyone to know that because it's important. We all gotta
That is
do
important.
our thing. Yeah.
It's important that people, I think, any like kids pursuing anything creatively, I think it's so important for them to see successful people struggle so that they know it just doesn't happen. That it's normal, that it's okay to
like
not know what you're doing.
Yeah, you want to be involved in the glamour? I'll break it down for you. Do a show at the Hudson on Tuesday night where you have 2 lines in a night of 1 acts. You're in the one with the biggest cast, and you have 2 lines at the end. Then you get in your car and you drive home to Artesia because you can't afford rent in LA. You can't afford your $500 a month guest house in the back of someone else's house. You can't do that. But you go, and then you avoid the credit counseling bureau from calling you constantly. And then you, on Fridays, you drive to Anaheim Hills where you do an improv show in a business park for 3 people. Like, you do that for
grind
5
it out.
years,
You
and then
grind it
there's the glamour. There's the glamour for you. But
Yeah.
but it all works out. It all works out. Worst thing they can say if I would have just kept doing it is like, she's happy. She's poor and dumb, but she's happy.
And if you didn't make it, you would at least know how to hold your pee for a really long time.
Absolutely, I still can.
So.
I still
There's
can.
always a positive.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
There's always a
Always
positive.
an upside.
There's always your kegels.
Which, well, it kind of. We always do a segment with the guests called the soapbox. Cue the sound effect and bubbling vagina. That's Samantha. She does
I
her
knew it. I was waiting for it.
That's her kegel work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm working out right now.
So this is where we just talk about gay things and weird news articles and stuff. And well, you know that there's this whole ongoing bathroom law craziness about transgender people, and that Target has said that anyone can use our bathrooms. They're
Yay,
gender
Target.
neutral,
Yeah.
and they're sticking by it. But there's these crazy ass people that are protesting it. And actually, I feel like you should be more scared of the crazy people that are protesting it. Like a guy that came in just a wig, and he's like, I'm protesting it because this is what, I can say I'm transgender. I'm in there. I'm like, no, because even if you were transgender and go in with that wig, people it would be a red flag. That's a red flag for somebody or a parent. And then there was a mother of 12 who marched through Target protesting it, a Bible, and how terrible it is. And then there was...
Because, Jesus loved judgy people.
Definitely.
completely.
I mean,
So into that.
the thing is that there's no record of any transgender person committing a sexual assault ever.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't one.
Yeah.
And the other thing for me is I'm like, well, how much time are you spending in a Target bathroom? Like, even if you have kids, like, don't you go in with your kid to the bathroom and
Right.
leave the bathroom?
And don't we, when we
Right.
go over to someone's home or something, don't we all use the same bathroom?
We do.
We all use the same bathroom. I never have ever walked into someone's bathroom and be like, maybe a male, maybe someone different than me.
Male genitalia
Maybe
have
someone different than me
touched
has done this. Like, I don't. It doesn't even. It doesn't. It at the end of the day doesn't matter. But I feel like that big push comes from fear. It's like what we were saying, like fear makes you cruel. I heard that's one of my very favorite
Yeah.
song lyrics. And these big pushes, these big tantrums of people like, what are you so scared of? Is it difference? Is it your own internal homophobia? What is it? I don't know what it is, but that's between you and your therapist. And you know what I mean?
Right.
You,
And Jesus.
Yeah, and Jesus,
Yeah.
who is your therapist.
I think that the bathroom issue has, especially the Target one in the article, is, you're trying to say that these people are threatening your children or you or somehow threatening you by using the bathroom, while you're going and threatening a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like the definition of irony. Like maybe it's just a bunch of hipsters that have decided that this is the
Right.
new ironic thing to do. I'm not sure. But it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And somebody posted on Facebook not that long ago, where were transgender people going to the bathroom before this was an issue? And the answer is the same place they're going to the bathroom now.
Right.
Yeah, and you never knew it or probably didn't.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Because I mean, there's definitely, you have to worry about predators as a parent, but at the same point, you don't have to worry about transgender people. They don't care. And also, why are you letting like your 5-year-old go into the bathroom by themselves at Target?
Yeah, and it's
Right.
not about it's
Right.
about transparency. And as the world gets more and more transparent, that's a good thing. And it's
Yes.
only scary to people who are afraid of their own transparency. Because what creepy crawlies have you not taken care of?
Oh,
Right.
Good sir.
completely.
Like, and you're just freaked out that somebody else wants to authentically live how they are and want to be seen. And that brings up so much stuff. And that's where I think I know for me, I know my hot buttons, which clearly aren't these, but like those, those things that make you so crazy that like you lose yourself. You go unconscious.
You can't think straight.
Yeah.
You go so contracted. So it's so sad to me. It makes me so mad that they would do that. And like you're taking away, you're just disturbing everybody and you're just taking so much away. But at the same time, like, oh, I would not want to live under your skin.
It's like when a dog sees a squirrel, squirrel,
Yeah.
and they just can't think, and
Yeah.
they're just like,
yeah.
But you're
and they're
talking-
over sexualizing a thing. It's
Yeah.
not-
Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
about sex.
Not at
No,
all.
no,
And you
no.
were talking about irony. How ironic is it that this mother of 12 is saying this is not safe for our children? She brought all 12 of her children to Target to
to
say it's
yell.
not safe for my children to be here.
Either that or was neglecting them while she was
Right.
screaming at other people.
Right?
And nothing says safety like your mom losing her mind in Target.
Exactly.
And it's a Target. I mean, go to Walmart or probably Kmart.
Go to Big Lots.
Yeah, I'm like, just don't shop there.
And then you'll
Yeah,
be
go
distracting them
somewhere
as
else.
I get the lip glosses.
I mean, it's just the loud, ignorant people that are. It is just fear. There's some kind of internalized homophobia or
Yeah.
transphobia
Yeah.
because they don't understand it, or a lot of homophobia is really because they are gay and they just.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that
Or
that's
they-
a
I
huge
don't know if
percentage.
transphobia maybe relates in that same way.
No.
I think more it's that they don't understand it.
Yeah.
No, they just don't get it.
They just don't get it, and anything different is
But they
bad.
don't
because
even
they
wanna try to
sexualize it.
understand
Because
it.
actually, if you look at trans or drag queen characters or that kind of character in movies, they've often been the villain or the
Right.
butt of the joke, and it's really I haven't seen the whole movie because I don't really want to, but it's Ace Ventura, and Sean Young is in there
Yeah.
and plays a transgender woman, and when her penis is revealed, and I just caught this one part. I mean, it's like they're all throwing up. It's disgusting. And I was like, wow, this
Yeah.
is horrible. I
Yeah.
never knew this was in this movie because I didn't want to see it to begin with because I thought it looked really dumb.
Uh-huh.
But it's just horrendous. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what the phobia is about because that's kind of
The
what
crying game.
middle America knows about transgender people.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the trap is that when someone pushes you like that, it makes you contract. You know what I mean? Someone pushes you against, and it makes you go like, "Oh, you're the bad guy." And anytime we do that, and we entangle ourselves, and we get into reactivity, we're doing the same thing that they're doing. So it's tricky because I mean, that makes me crazy when
Yeah.
people are like that. But it's like I have to watch it because it just perpetuates the same behavior. We have to figure out a way, and I don't know what that way is, but
Right, right. And there is, so I took, did you see, so the other video was, there was another man in Portland who was
Oh, yeah.
marching through. And I actually, as evidence of the ignorance here, I screen capped the title of his video. And it said, rebuking Target for their open endorsement allowing trans testicles and perverts into the women's bathroom. What?
Here's the thing: the perverts have already been in the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
continue to be
But
in
you
the
know, it's
bathroom.
that thing- it's that thing,
They're
have
not
you
dressing up
ever-
like women to
like
get in there.
I'm a vegetarian. I am totally, pleased with that. It's an ethical thing. It's my thing. But I've been around other vegetarians who will want to get in to talk to you about the things that they do to the chickens. And you hear them talk, and it's like their eyes glaze over and they almost want to talk about it, and it's like I get it, I get we need to, but we don't. But it's that like, do you know what they're doing in the bathroom? Like you want to talk about, like you're making up a narrative in your little mind that you've watched a lot on X tube. I should know because I've looked it up.
Veg tube.
No, but you know what I mean? Meaning this sort of like the what the perverts are going to do in the bathroom. Like you've written that script in your head.
There's a lumping.
Sir.
There's a lumping. You know, that is done there where it and I think it's like you said about it being sexualized. Like being a homosexual is not the same thing as being a transgender person.
No.
And you know, sexualizing it in that way doesn't make any sense. It's not a sexual preference. Right, it's a gender identity, and I don't think people understand the difference between that. Yeah. Not that either of them should be reason for hate, but that there's this level of lumping that's done with that to the gay community, which in the past was lumped with people that are considered quote unquote perverts.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like this trickle down thing that has happened, and I don't understand. Why that is considered so dangerous.
Yeah, because it's
in a bathroom. Like, why is that considered dangerous?
Because it's about being safe and seen. It has nothing to do with sex.
Yeah.
It's about being in a world and being able to be safe and be seen as a human being, and that's it.
Well, and it's also, I don't ever understand why it's such a big deal to anybody who, if you're gay or if you're not. Like, why do people get so mad? And I know that, Moses, you were just a victim of a gay bashing, which is horrible.
Thanks. Yeah, it was Saturday night, and it was extremely uncalled for, and there was no reason for it. I was at a restaurant, and some of us just looked too gay for the taste of the other patrons of the restaurant, and they took that out in a physical manner. And I tried to stand up for my friends and got jumped by 4 people, and luckily nothing horribly serious has happened because of it. You know, but there's, I'm Armenian, they're Armenian, and culturally speaking, we're very behind. And so in a certain way, it's almost amazing that transgender rights are a thing in American culture, and they're being talked about and laws are being passed to protect transgender people, because compared to where my people are at, that's leaps and bounds ahead.
Yeah.
But what happened that night is the same exact thing as the people that are going and protesting against the transgender people. It's hate for the sake of hate and fear because you don't understand.
Right.
And that's, I think, is the same for any civil rights movement, whether it be racially driven or sexual orientation driven. And the thing that bothers me the most about it is that Armenian people were persecuted. There was a genocide against us. We are a persecuted people. And a persecuted people attacking other people and persecuting them is such a level of hypocrisy that it's mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't, I'm still processing it. But thank you for bringing that up.
yeah, and I think that, and not to go into politics too much, but this is a big, deadly thing about Trump and what he's done, is he's really riled up all the people just going, yeah, let's get angry. Let's do this. Let's be angry about nothing. Like, it's just the thing. Because the world is changing. That's the thing. The world is changing as slow as it is processed. That's why some of these people can't handle it, because it is changing and things are getting better. And it's the ones that are just like, no, change, no. I've been wearing the same pair of panties for 20 years.
Yeah. I would like to think that it's like, I hope. But you know, like I used to work at one of my day jobs a million years ago I used to work at a group home. And one of the things that I remember them telling you is that these kids will go out of their way they will create something in you that makes you feel like, I want to hit them, because that's how they learned love. So they are going to know how to get in. They're not going to do it consciously, but that's what they do. So it's like, and you know how sometimes you're with someone and someone is just in full reactivity, and it's like once they've had that tantrum, as long as nobody overpowered them and tried to dominate them, then they can calm down. Like, I wish there was a bubble we could put, like, shoot the Trump people with a little bubble and like have your tantrum and gnash your teeth and get all where the wild things are, and then take a nap. And when you wake up from your nap, we'll have animal crackers and cookies.
Have some warm milk.
I think you've just solved the U.S.'s problems. Well, put them in a bubble guns.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already living in a bubble anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it's like
tantrum bubbles.
Pump it full of Xanax.
Well, here's actually, speaking of bubbles, there's this weird little bubble world that I didn't know anything about till I saw this article about the world of competitive tickling.
Oh God.
To totally switch gears.
Yes.
I know we got a little heavy, but it's good. But there is a
I thought
documentary.
that just happened on my bed.
There's a documentary called Tickled, and it's like this reporter, David Faria, stumbled upon an ad looking for 18 to 24-year-olds to enter a competitive tickling contest. And so then he asked them, he wrote in and wanted to do an interview, and they said they would not interview because he was a homosexual journalist and they didn't want to have anything to do with gay people. But then you watch the videos of them tickling, and
And
I'm like,
it's just boys
it's
on top of boys
real
tickling each other.
gay. And I'm like, competitive tickling. But then you watch the documentary, and it's like there's this whole like seedy
It's like a
underworld
horror film.
of like, you know, like this woman, Jane O'Brien Media, who they don't know who she is, and she's like the money wizard and gives them all this money, and it's like, I'm like, I need to see this documentary.
Yeah.
It looks bizarre, and I'm just like, when are the Olympics going to have competitive tickling?
Right?
Yeah, because it is I mean, the thing is that that's like saying like it's just competitive spanking. What? No one's gonna get off on it.
How
It's
is-
just competitive
Yeah.
spanking.
And
It's
what's
not-
the scoring system?
I know, right?
I know, right?
Because
Well,
that's
that's
how
the
you
thing.
win.
yeah, you don't laugh.
You
But
don't
haven't
pass
you had
out.
that
You don't
happen
pee
where
your
someone's
pants,
like doing that thing on your foot and you're like, it's cool, and then you hit that like, I'm just gonna go unconscious. I'm just gonna disassociate, and you can touch it as long as you want. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like one guy on top of, or two guys on top of one, and they're tickling. Yeah, it's like.
it's a sensuous experience.
Can I
There's no getting
volunteer
around
for
it.
this?
Yes.
Can I, next time you do your interactive TV show, can I type in competitive tickling?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
That is a fantastic topic.
While you do it, can we lightly stroke you with an ostrich feather?
I mean,
just lightly.
yes.
Yes.
I feel like that there's a good like parody comedy show for a 90-seat theater with the bathroom on the stage kind of show.
Oh yeah, of competitive tickling. Oh yeah, and it would be a late night show because that is an erotic thing.
That's great.
I don't think it's homosexual, heterosexual, any kind of sexual. It's just erotic.
Erotic.
People
Period.
do have that fetish. People do have a tickling
I
And
mean-
there's
fetish.
nothing wrong with that. And I think that's why.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's why every age is into that. It's a sensuous, exciting experience. It gets you all riled up and
But I guess
Squirmy.
these guys
Yeah,
were getting paid a
squirmy
lot of money too.
sweaty
like
and
Yeah.
$3,000 to $5,000 to like
More
sit
than
there
that,
and-
it seems.
Well, and
Really?
then they were like paying for like, oh yeah, if you needed this, they
Yeah,
would
one
send
guy
you
was like, the
this and a
money doesn't
car,
stop.
and I was like, how many
it's like
people are
it's
watching
like a foot
competitive
fetish.
tickling
It's like a thing,
videos?
right? Wouldn't it be like?
It was like
I don't know.
50 Shades of Tickle.
I don't know. I'm gonna find a new sexual fetish, and I'm gonna start making not video me in the video. I'm gonna be like a Chichi LaRue and like
Yeah.
direct it and make money. Because, jeez,
I think those people should have their own bathroom. I don't want to share a
Yeah.
bathroom.
competitive ticklers over there. I do not want.
If you're gonna compete,
If there's anything that's not safe for
Yeah.
children,
Yeah.
it's tickling.
It's just disgusting. No,
Yeah.
Perverts.
Regular tickling is all right, but if it's competitive,
Oh.
don't want my kid competing with that. So we always do one topic on the show that just kind of makes you go,
We're so high tech here.
I
it
know.
makes me so happy to watch. I love people that are skilled at their things, and I'm watching you turn those knobs in. I don't know if I'm even supposed to acknowledge you do that, but that was
Yeah,
exciting.
you
Yes.
are. Oh, I
That's-
acknowledge him all the
that's
time.
Jarvis.
Don't I
I felt competitively tickled just by you doing that.
Speaking of sexual harassment, that's what Samantha does to Jarvis. every
Okay.
week.
all the
Oh, wow.
time.
Okay.
Even though after today's topics of UTI,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
like-
he's over me.
She was
I
talking
think
about a
he's moved
UTI,
on.
so I think he's done now.
I think he's
The-
over me.
The romance is
Baby,
is
I'm on pills.
pushed.
I'm on pills, boo. it's going away.
Come
Give me 2
on.
days.
Well,
Give
it's
me 2
okay.
days.
Those,
I know it's all used, but it's all still good.
Shut up.
Good Lord. Well, this actually kind of goes with. I'm sorry that everything's very sexual today.
No, you're
And
not.
every once in a while, there's a
Supposed
show,
to
and I'm
be.
like, God, it's all just sex, isn't it? But well, whatever.
Okay.
It's called the jerk shirt. The jerk shirt lets you masturbate anywhere without the fear of getting caught. And what it is a big shirt, and there's a prosthetic arm on one side, so you can have your other arm inside the shirt and just masturbate at free will. And there's actually a promo for it, and the promo is this guy.
It's so bad.
He's like there, and he's like, "Do you get frustrated getting caught masturbating?" And
It's like by your wife,
they're
by
just-
your sister.
yeah, by your dad, and
By
they
your
just
dad?
keep opening the door.
Because you
and
know
I'm
it'll
like,
be much less freaky is them seeing you with a prosthetic arm.
I know exactly.
well, and I'm kind of like, don't you have a lock on the door? Like, I'm just
Right.
like, do
Is
you?
this real? I watched
And-
it. This
No.
cannot be real. This is a parody.
Well, it
right?
says you can
It says
pre-order
you
it on
can really
there, and
order
it's
it.
like a porn site that's doing it. I don't know, but they in the article it did claim
I also
that you
I don't
really
I mean
could
how
buy it.
what is he doing? I don't know if you're gonna get my visual, but if you're I mean, I don't own one of your illustrious organs on my own body. But like I would think, correct me if I'm wrong, I have a technique for what I do when I wanna come to Jesus and have solo flight. And it involves my own personal range of motion. Okay. Your organ is outside of your body. So you want that range unless you're like thumbing it. Like how
They're still gonna see the,
The
motion
range
under
of
the
motion.
shirt.
Yeah,
you're doing.
You know what it looks like? It looks like, remember in Total Recall when like Kato came out of his stomach and the little alien came out? It was like,
Or,
"Meh!"
like,
That's what
Alien.
it looked
or
like.
like in Spaceballs where it comes
I
out.
would
with
want
the
it to-
Yeah,
song.
it's
That's what it looks like.
I would want it to have fun arm attachments. You know what I mean? Like a Muppet arm or like a hook.
Hey, maybe that's a
Oh,
new
like
one.
a Captain
hook.
Hook.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool.
There you go.
I don't know. It's
So
like
what I would do, take my prosthetic arm, tickle the guy next to me while I masturbate.
Oh, see, you just tied it all
Yeah, yeah.
together.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what we're doing after the show.
Yep, in a Target bathroom.
In a Target bathroom.
well, we
Whichever one we want.
on one show we talked about how there's a masturbation booth in New York City now too. So if you need to,
Oh,
really?
yeah. In Times
that
Square.
real?
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, God, I don't know that I've ever just been like, I need to masturbate
Right
now.
Well,
And
I if you haven't noticed, the right arm hasn't
Yes.
moved this whole time.
Oh, shit.
So I actually purchased the shirt, and
And I thought this whole time he had a Pomeranian dog under the table. It kept jumping up and down a good 4 or 5 feet. But
Wow. That
Oh,
just brought it
God.
all together.
oh man, that's hilarious.
so
Jerk-
disgusting.
I like jerk. And it's like, if you're masturbating in front of people, don't you want the people to know that you're doing it? So
I
don't-
do.
Yeah. You're gonna go to the trouble.
Yeah, if you're
I'm
going to do
sorry,
it in
it, like-
public, don't you want to get caught?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Kinda.
I don't
Because
know.
I do not want to do it in public. I don't want that's my
No.
private.
That's, yeah, like our
private time.
special
and then like
lady
the
time.
video, it's like his family's around. I'm like, if my family's around, like
Yeah.
if they're visiting, I'm not going to be masturbating.
I can
And is
wait
anybody
an
talking? If you watch it, he's looking at his daughter and wife while masturbating.
Oh.
Maybe
it
you
must
could
be
use-
Donald Trump
Maybe
sponsored.
you could use maybe you could use the prosthetic arm to masturbate yourself.
See, that would make
Oh.
more sense.
Now
That
that's
would
a
make
product.
now that is a product.
That's what you need to do with your Chi Chi LaRue thing. Make a
Yes.
robotic arm with some sort of vacuum function.
Wow.
All right.
And have a tickle setting, too.
I love it.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
we
The
really
wheels
need
are
to patent
turning,
this.
and we're gonna do it. But I've had like fun talking to you guys today on the show. I know we got really serious too, but that's good. We were talking about good, important things. So Moses, we can see you at Precinct. That's so wrong.
Yes. Last Wednesday of every month. Next show is May 25th. We have an awesome lineup. It's a really fun show. We also have a drag performer on it. So please come check it out. Precinct, downtown LA.
I love it. And where can we find you on social media?
On social media, it's Instagram is Momo_1979. I'm not going to say that's the year I was born, but it was. And on Facebook, you can just find me with Movses Shakarian.
I love it. And Kirsten, thank you.
Thank you.
I know that I bugged you to come on the show, and thank
Oh
you so
no,
much.
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
And also a big thank you because you were a big sponsor of the Workouts of Drag
Oh yes,
Kickstarter.
absolutely.
That was,
My
that
pleasure.
happened.
My
and
pleasure.
you did a Kickstarter for Kill Me
For
Deadly.
Kill Me Deadly, yes, and it's a
And-
movie you can now see on iTunes, and yeah, it's quite good. So look it up. It's like the Maltese Falcon and Airplane had a baby, and
Ooh.
Paula
Love
Tompkins is in it, and Joe
Oh, that's
Mantegna,
rad.
Shamar Moore is in it. It's really good.
And you look fabulous
Thank
too
you,
with your
thank you.
fabulous hair.
Oh, and I'm doing a show.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing a show this Sunday at the Open Space on Fairfax.
I love it.
Nice.
Just
If you're in,
yeah.
in the LA area. And
Yes.
where can we find you on all social media?
At Vangsness is my Twitter handle. And I still feel like BJ and the Bear when I say handle. And at Kirsten Vangsness on Instagram. And you can figure out how to spell it. Just spell it wrong and see who you get.
Well, it's pretty much it's spelled the way
It sounds.
you say
It's
it.
phonetic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I struggled with it for a while, but I
Yes.
was like, no, I'm
There's
gonna-
an umlaut. Find where it is. It's a joke.
And my beautiful co-host.
Oh my God, you said it twice in an hour.
Miss UTI.
Oh my God.
It just means it's getting used enthusiastically.
Hey,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
it'll get you a lot of sympathy on the 2 people on Twitter that follow us. Where can we find you?
The doctor's office.
Yeah, that's
Fuck. At the Samantha Hale at Twitter and Instagram.
Yay. And I'm Pandora Boxx because it's called the Pandora Boxx Show. It took me a whole 5 minutes to come up with that title. And you can find me at pandoraboxx.com. There's 2 X's in box because the extra X marks the spot. Ow. Thank you guys. Yay.
Yay!